Nick McQuick. I'm here with Marilyn Burns.
Thanks, Nick. Great to be with you here.
It's wonderful, and you're here to talk banking with me.
Yes.
And I don't really have my yarmulke on, but I got a little bit of experience here.
Well, and you're Jewish, so you should know a little bit about money.
Yes, just a little bit of the guilt.
Okay, so I've got a concern. We want to take a look at becoming our own nation. We want to give the people a referendum on whether we should become our own nation. And one of the items we're going to have to deal with, and there are many serious items, is banking. Mm-hmm. Now, do you know what fractional reserve banking is?
I have a rough outline of it, but I think it would benefit the viewer if you were to explain it.
Sure. Well, here are 10 loonies. And let's just say that you put all your 10 loonies into the bank. Mm-hmm. Now, the bank does not keep all those $10 there. So, you know, if everybody in Canada decides to pull out all of their 10 loonies, there's going to be a problem because the bank can lend out 9 of them and only keep 1.
Oh.
So they can give this to one person, they can give them to 9 different, or any combination.
So they take your money and use it as the principal for their investment.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, and so the next person who comes along and puts their $9 in a bank, that bank only has to hold 10%. The magic number is 10%. So they give out this plus a little corner of that to the next person. So on and on it goes. What I'd like to see in Alberta, and this of course is up to the people.
Is this the current banking system for the Bank of Canada?
All banks in the world, I believe it is, at least in Canada it is.
Okay.
We need to have asset-backed banking.
Yeah.
So that these 10 loonies remain in some way with our Alberta Treasury branch and our service credit unions in a liquidable asset.
Oh, okay. So you could easily transfer it to cash.
Sure,
so you could
exactly.
easily take it out and leave with it.
The bank could do that.
It wouldn't be asset locked.
Correct. There's a whole list of things we have to deal with.
Oh.
Banking, currency, military.
Yeah.
All those things that are federal jurisdiction. So people are really now putting their heads to that and trying to figure out if we're going to have a nation, what kind of nation are we going to have?
It's, for me, it's such a complicated, I'm a comedian, I talk about doo-doo professionally. So it's a very complicated, interesting machine for me to see all of the things at work and understand, like coming up with a banking system, military system, all these things. I can offer like a positive spin that would be a really good way to create jobs and to create a lot of interest in Alberta. Because it seems like a lot of people in Alberta are becoming upset about the current set of Canadian governments.
That's correct. There's a new word, prospertunity.
Prospertunity, I like it, that's good.
Alberta, a land of prosperity and opportunity. We have everything we need to have a nation. But there is a warning. You see this?
Yeah.
And this? You know where these come from?
I believe you're telling me somewhere in Asia, Myanmar?
Myanmar. These are straight from Myanmar, purchased from the makers.
Sweet.
So Myanmar is a warning. Okay. At one point, Myanmar, which being Burma, was a British protectorate, and this really smart young general, 30 in his early 30s, Aung San. He got a lot of people together, the smartest of the smartest, and they went to Britain and said, "We'd like to not be a protectorate anymore. Can we have our own nation?" And the British government said, "Okay." So you know what happened to him? I was in the room where it happened. Yeah. He got all these really smart people together and assassinated in that room.
Whoa.
All of them, somebody in this group ran in, assassinated them all.
Damn.
And you look at what's happened to Myanmar since then.
They're one of the only 2 countries that still use the imperial system in the world.
Are they?
Yeah.
I didn't know. You are good on your history.
That's about all I know about
them. They have a huge civil war right now.
Yeah, it's terrible. I saw it in Rambo 5.
In the world. Yeah.
The documentary Rambo 5. He went to Burma, the pythons.
Right?
Oh yeah, it was terrible. He killed so many people. I assume he was doing it for the good guys.
Well, I don't know, because I don't know how many good guys there are now. The daughter of Aung San Suu Kyi, that woman who's in jail for working so hard for democracy.
Yeah.
Okay. So trying to figure out what's really going on there. Myanmar could be rich.
Oh.
You see?
Kind of like how Afghanistan has tons of resources, but not a lot of money.
There you go. So we want to make sure we do it right in Alberta.
Okay. Is there like a outline of a previous government that you're kind of loosely following or basing off of?
It's tough to find those kinds of governments. We know North and South Sudan separated, and their referendum was simply a handshake. It was like this or wings. And so the people voted for the wings. And so
oh my God, that's the greatest way to vote. It's like a flash mob voting system.
So they became that became two separated nations.
Nice.
So we have to take a look at it very carefully. Work with our First Nations folks.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely, that's one
important.
of the things. The Supreme Court said you have to work with the First Nations folks.
Now you're a first-generation immigrant, so
second generation.
Sorry, second-generation immigrant to the country. So coming to the country and seeing things. If you coming into the country, what would you have done differently, immediately? What sort of old world traditions would you have brought over?
Okay, so this is the nose. This is Slovakian nose.
The schnoz,
that's half.
Yeah.
In this here, there's German blood from Russia. And my grandparents on my mother's side escaped Stalin by a week or two.
Oh, wow.
My great-aunt came here pregnant, raped by a Stalin soldier.
Gee, many Christmas.
Yeah.
Wow,
so
you're asking me to be funny? There's a lot of heavy lifting right here. Whoa.
So you know what I can smell with this nose? Communism.
Yeah.
And you know what's in Ottawa?
Probably smells a lot down there.
It smells a lot of communism.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not had a good smell in there in quite some time,
There's a lot more than communism. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
True.
For a while there was a lot of diesel exhaust. That probably helped hide it.
That was a good smell, eh?
Yeah, that's as Albertan as you get.
There you go.
Yeah, roll it up and down the highway.
Anybody can do it, Albertans can.
So with asset-backed banking, I know I a little bit of ignorant out of my purview of knowledge, once again, comedian. But what would we be using? Oil, or would there be another asset that we'd be using?
Oh, you want assets, man? Listen to this.
Lay it on me.
Lithium, diamonds, all kinds of gases, oil. Do you know what grows in the north? Moose and buffalo food, bison food, elk food.
Oh, yeah.
So millions of bison that were killed off by the British and French soldiers.
Yep.
Okay, so we can farm bison again. You know what grows in Ahmed's country?
Yemen.
Yemen.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what grows in the Saudi Arabia and a lot of those Middle East countries? Sand.
Yep.
You know what they need?
Bison. Need a couple bison down there.
We could actually
makes
export
sense.
a lot of stuff.
Well, that's actually something that I've been reading a lot about recently is with inflation and threats of hyperinflation and supply line shortages, food is becoming really hard.
Oh, big time.
Now me, I'm a proud Albertan. I'm originally from the Yukon and I grew up hunting. We would go out with a rifle and grocery shop. So I've still got those skills and I'm very appreciative that the government allows me to go out and acquire a certain amount of meat every year. But how is the food asset, is it a conglomerate? Is it sort of like an index fund? How would the assets that we back our finance thing work?
Oh, aren't you just smart? Those are the kind of questions those Albertas need to ask. A group of people. You know what else we should do? Have our own oil refineries. We should start the product and we should finish the product right within our borders.
Yeah. That makes sense. I mean, that's sort of how most businesses work. Eventually you outsource things until you can bring it in-house and then build slowly.
Yes.
That way you have more control over the quality of the product you make and
Landlocked is not an issue. We have so much here. We could be self-sufficient.
Yeah.
We have all the agriculture. We've got the lumber. We have everything here in Alberta, which is why the globalists want us.
Well, we also have, I think it's in Alberta, the most amount of lakes in Canada. I could be wrong. The most amount of fresh water. I know we've got a ton of it. And with how things are going, that's getting more and more valuable. So, yeah, we do have a lot of different assets. I got to ask you, though, as somebody in Alberta, what is something to you that is undeniably Albertan? Something that you don't see anywhere else in the world? Something that, no matter where you go, always reminds you?
Heritage Days in Edmonton.
Heritage Days. Oh, yeah.
The best holiday ever.
It's wonderful. It's great. The food?
The food, seeing all these cultures
Oh, it's incredible.
living in peace together.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they all take the same food tickets. Which I don't think that's a backed currency, but hey, whatever. There's always room for improvement.
Oh, at least to give away your extras, right, to someone who needs it.
Nice. That's great. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you also.
That was wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay. The end.
Thank you for watching. Please hit like and subscribe.
From the mountains to the prairie sky, Alberta